Hey, yo, what's gaming players? It's your boy, Disney Sharpman, back out here on this Madden 26 franchise mode. And we are back with another episode of this Madden series. But before we get into it, just want to give you guys an update to the channel. It is now called Sharp Plays. That's right, guys. Now, the intro may be a little different despite that, but stay tuned for that as we continue with the gaming content. But anyways, let's talk about this game we're about to get into. It is our international game here in week number 4. Since it's not going to be in Berlin, it's going to be at Acrisure Stadium in Pittsburgh instead. The Vikings and Steelers are set to go at it. Now, there's a lot of things to talk about when it comes to this matchup, but before we do, if you haven't watched the kickoff game to week 4, be sure to go check it out. And most of you guys are new to this series, but if you are, be sure to go check out the previous 3 weeks of football. I suggest you go watch it, because I'm telling you, you guys' jaws are going to be dropped once you see how things have been going in this Madden series to this point. A lot of insane things happen. Come from behind win. Game clutching moments. It's been insane. But now, as I said, it's a lot to talk about when it comes to this matchup. First, for the Steelers, they come in at 1-2. They got their first win of the season. Aaron Rodgers finally was able to play well. He had himself a 4-touchdown performance in the last game. DJ Anderson was good on the ground. Now they're heading into another home game, looking to get their record to 2-2, up to 500. On the other side, for Minnesota, they come in 2-1. All 3 of their games so far have been close games. Week 1 was a close one. Week 2 was a close one. Week 3 was a close one. So all 3 of their games to this point have been close games. But they were able to get a win in their last game to push their record to 2-1. Now they have an opportunity to get to 3-1 on the season with a win here on the road. Not only that, Riley Emery is making his return to Pittsburgh for the first time since leaving that squad to join Minnesota and quarterbacking their team. So this matchup should be interesting. Let's go ahead and get into it. Riley Emery set to go head-to-head with Aaron Rodgers for the first time in his career. The Vikings and Steelers, somebody's winning streak is going to continue. Let's go.
At the convergence of the Ohio, Allegheny, and Monongahela rivers, we're in the football town of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, at Acrisure Stadium. Up next, it's our main event between the Minnesota Vikings and the Pittsburgh Steelers. Leading the Vikings here, head coach Kevin O'Connell. They've alternated wins and losses over the first 3 weeks of the season. On the Steelers sideline, that is head coach Mike Tomlin. His guys with the crowd at their backs, and things only going to get louder once this game begins.
Alright, we are set to go from Acrisure Stadium. Aaron Rodgers and company will get the ball first to begin the game. The Vikings with a chance to get to 3-1 with a win. Steelers trying to get their record to 2-2 with a win. Somebody's winning streak is going to continue as Kevin Roberson with it all teed up. Here we go. from Acrisure Stadium. And here comes here comes Austin on the return, brings it up to the 26-yard line, and that's where Aaron Rodgers and company will start their first drive.
Drafted back in 2005, now in his 40s and still going strong. Aaron Rodgers.
You know, Kate, sometimes they say great quarterbacks are like great point guards. And much like we measure point guards in basketball with the assist-to-turnover ratio, and you love a 3-to-1 assist-to-turnover ratio that will win you ball games, same with quarterbacking. 3 touchdowns, 1 pick, big old win last week.
First down, here's a handoff. It's DJ Anderson, but the Vikings defense is there to make the stop. A loss of 1 on the game's first play.
For that last play, Brock. I don't know. What do you think? Is it going to take away the pain from giving up that big run the prior play?
Not necessarily, because it really does take a group failure.
Now, DJ Anderson, he's been listening ever since he left Buffalo. Plenty of people had thought that once he joined this Steeler team, that he was gonna have himself an okay season. But so far here in Pittsburgh, he's been doing okay. Here's a throw over the middle from Rodgers to Pat Freiermuth for a gain of about 6. Now back on DJ Anderson. Plenty of people had thought that he was gonna have an okay season with Pittsburgh. Basically means he wasn't gonna get handed the ball as much. But DJ Anderson basically said he's found himself a new home in Pittsburgh. Despite his team being 1-2, he's having himself a good season through 3 weeks. Third down, and Rodgers throws quickly to Metcalf. He's got it. First down, Steelers to the 46. And that's one thing Rodgers talked about, getting his other receivers involved in the passing game as well. Yes, he mostly targets DeAnthony Abdul-Jabbar, but he notices that he has a lot of weapons alongside him.
First and 10 now from the 46.
First down, up the middle goes Anderson. Now a penalty marker is thrown.
But let's see if they keep it. Let's examine this flag.
And this one's on Pittsburgh for holding.
So now, partner, got to reevaluate what to do on this next snap because the holding call pushes him back quite a ways.
So first and 20.
To go after that holding call, it's now first and 20. From the shotgun, here's Rodgers. On the move, hit it right.
Rodgers getting chased, and he throws it away.
Didn't want to take a risk there on first down.
I'll give this quarterback credit. He fought as much time as he could, but eventually, the only option left was to throw it away.
Second and 20. They give to Anderson. Breaks a tackle. Breaks more tackles. And he's going to be brought down at the 48. So now Pittsburgh has 8 yards to pick up a first down. There is no way that he just broke all those tackles to gain yardage. And if you're Minnesota, how do you let that happen? 3rd and 8 for Rodgers and company. Rodgers throws, and that's caught to DK Metcalf. And he's got a first down to the 37.
That play gains 15, and it moves the sticks.
That's a statement throw right there. A statement throw that lets the opposing defense know it's not just going to be check down Charlie today. They're going to be willing to push the ball down the field, and this defense better respond.
First down, they give it back to Anderson. Cutting inside for a gain of 7. Like I said, DJ Anderson he's having himself a good season through 3 weeks, despite his team sitting at a 1-2 record right now.
Last run got him 7. Here comes 2nd and 3. Off the play fake. Here's Rodgers.
Play action fake. Rodgers lets it go. Oh! How did Abdul-Jabbar hang on to that one? He comes down with it, and he's down at the 7. Another look. He came down with that pass. He came down with the reception.
Well, like we just saw right there, just got it done regardless.
It doesn't get any more crazier than that. See, those are the types of plays that I am talking about. Like, insane receptions like that just shows you how insane this series has been.
Opening drive so far, Brock. Few chances to cap it here. This is first and goal.
First and goal. Here's Anderson, and he gets in for a Steeler touchdown as they strike first.
Finish up an excellent opening series. Well, no hesitations to start this one out, Brock. These guys came out slinging it. Seems like that's going to be what their offense leans on throughout this game.
Yep, don't see really any reason to get away from it as long as the results keep coming. The second drive, I think we'll all be watching that one. Will they mix in a little bit more run? Will they have to mix in more run, or could they continue to just shred this defense through the air?
Chris Boswell for the point after.
So now here's Boswell on for the PAT. And he nails it, and he gives Pittsburgh a 7-0 lead at home. Now, usually teams that start 1-3 usually have a very tough time to try to make postseason after that. Pittsburgh's trying to avoid that trend.
Now Boswell on to send this away.
Boswell send this one away.
Turnable from the 2.
Bringing it up is Adam Thielen.
He stopped on the run back at the
And he's going to be brought down at the 27. And out comes the former Pittsburgh Steeler, now Minnesota Viking, Riley Emery, ready to go.
Performance last week. That would be 3-0, as in touchdowns and interceptions. That's a quarterback who was efficient, aggressive in the right spots, but he took great care of the football. And of course, well, he cares less about those two numbers. He's more about the alphabet, like that letter W, picking up the win.
And here's Wall on first down, and he took a shot right there, but he did gain 5. And those were the numbers for Wall in the last game. He was very solid. Only 78 yards rushing, however, but it ended up leading to Minnesota getting the win, even though it wasn't much.
So gain of 5 on that first down. Let's see if they can repeat that performance now here on second. Now he'll throw off the play fake. Flushed out of the
Play action fake. On the move is Emery. He connects. Justin Jefferson with his first catch gets a first down to the 42.
They come through with a nice gain of 10 and a first down.
Now, Riley Emery talked about going into this game against his former mate. He basically said he's very confident about going against his former team. However, receiving-wise has been mainly key throughout this series to this point. He's been getting his receivers more involved, especially Justin Jefferson, as here is KJ Wall, who picks up 3.
Last run got him 3. Here's 2nd and 7. Takes the handoff. Now to throw.
Play action fake. Emery, and he throws it out of bounds.
Didn't find the throw that he was confident in, so just throws it away. 3rd down coming up.
Third and 7.
Air it out on 3rd. Flushed out of the pocket.
Emery on the move, letting it go, and this is caught to Jefferson.
How about a big hitter? 30, 40 yards there and an
That pass looked like it was bad, but Jefferson comes down with it, and Minnesota moves the chains, and that will do it for the opening quarter.
So that connection for a first will bring us to the end of the first. The Steelers have played to an early lead. More from Acrisure Stadium after the break.
All right, second quarter set to start from Pittsburgh. The Steelers out to a 7-0 lead, but Riley Emery and company, they're on the move. They're getting towards the red zone. Here is Wall. And speaking of Walls, he runs into one. No gain that time.
First down run netted him nothing. Here is 2nd and 10. Let's go now. Here's a throw.
Emery looks over the middle. He's got Chris Youngblood. And he's going to be down at the 18-yard line. A gain of 3 that time for Chris Youngblood. 3rd and 7 coming up for the Vikings.
Picture perfect right there. A crossing route thrown that quickly tells me these two are on the same page.
Throw here, 3rd down.
Emery looks to pass, and the Steelers' pressure gets there. Down he goes.
And the defense comes through. That's going to back him up and bring up 4th down.
Well, we're already seeing his legs going to be a factor in this contest. But I'll tell you what, kid, if pressure's going to be on him like that.
So now here comes the field goal unit for Minnesota.
His ability to escape and keep things moving forward.
And this one is up and good. So Minnesota cuts the lead down. They get points on their opening drive. However, it's 7-3.
We've got a good one here. They've cut the lead to 4 as they send it away.
And this one will not be returned. So this one will go into the end zone. It's a touchback.
Mike Tomlin sending his Steelers out there for another drive. And I think they'd be content doing everything the same as their prior drive and getting another touchdown here.
So now let's see what Rodgers and company has in store for drive number 2 after scoring on drive number 1. Rodgers throws quickly, and here's Abdul-Jabbar over the middle. A gain of 6, maybe 7. That is vintage Rodgers. If you're the defense, you got to be able to bring pressure to him because if you don't, he's going to get rid of the football as fast as he did right there. And now here's Anderson on 2nd and 3, but he doesn't gain any yards there. Brings up 3rd down.
Okay, that's a run that's ho-hum on the stat sheet, but if you see a bigger play on the ground later on, largely be because of a play just like that one, softening up the front and opening the door for a bigger gap in the future.
Rodgers throws. Oh, he threw it behind him. He had DJ Anderson wide open. He had so much room in front of him.
Can't undo that opening drive touchdown they gave up.
But instead, 4th down, and here comes the punting team for the Steelers. And Chris Youngblood is not going to return this one. This one will roll in the back of the end zone. It's a touchback.
And the last drive did end in points. Not as many as they wanted, though. They had to settle for that field goal despite advancing the football pretty well.
All right, so Minnesota is set for drive 2
Vikings to the line.
after they kicked the field goal the first time. And here's Wall on 1st down.
And he can only manage 1 yard. The defenders were
Gains a yard to the 21.
I don't think that's the amount that they were looking for there, Kate. Can lead to some shuffling around here in the playbook. Find a more aggressive call on 2nd.
Last run only gained a yard. That means it's 2nd and 9. Shotgun snap. They'll throw.
Emery lets it go downfield. He overthrew it.
this end as it falls to the ground. Third down coming up.
So now third down.
Lack of yards have just gone hand in hand here in the first half, and they both really trace back to the same root cause, an inability to consistently find and exploit any opening in what's been a very sound defensive game plan.
They'll throw, third and long.
Emery throws, and that was deflected, incomplete.
Let's see what this penalty flag is all about.
And this one is against Minnesota.
Tempting to perhaps take the yards.
And
on
the
third
Steelers
down.
decline it.
But they decline it, so that's going to bring up fourth down. The Vikings getting
They were going to give him another third down, but the Steelers, they did smart. And now they're going to get the ball back, up by 4. As Rodgers and company will take over at the 20. You see, look at DJ Anderson's stats. Like I said, he's played a good season through 3 weeks, despite his team sitting at a 1-2 record. They just got to get things going in the record column. And now here's Anderson up the middle, well, really the left side, for a gain of 2. Maybe a yard.
That's the kind of yardage. It's not going to kill this drive on the first play, but it does put you a little bit behind schedule. Now second down becomes critical because nobody wants a 3-and-out.
Following that little 2-yard run, it's 2nd and 8. Rodgers set to pass.
Rodgers throws, overshot it. Intended for Anderson there.
It just kind of feels like they've
And it's third down.
This defense, so many plays, where they've just not ended the way they were drawn up. Fortunately, well, their defense is doing the same. You really feel like which offense can get into rhythm is going to find a way to win this game.
To the air on 3rd and long.
3rd and 8. Rodgers gets rid of it. Here's Abdul-Jabbar with the catch. First down Steelers to the 33.
Pickup of 12 on that play. And the Steelers have a first down.
I don't care how good a secondary you are, how loaded you are with talent, when you've got time to allow a receiver to work from one side of the field all the way to the other versus zone coverage, well, you're going to make a defense pay.
First down. Here's Rodgers.
Rodgers looking downfield. Got Metcalf. DK Metcalf inside the 5 to the end zone. It's a Steeler touchdown.
Pittsburgh. The Steelers now lead by touchdown.
That's some good old-fashioned playground football. Even at the elementary school, find the fastest kid at the end of the runway.
DK Metcalf just ran right by his defender, and there was nothing the defense could do to stop him.
Boswell to add the PAT.
And now Boswell on for the extra point.
Extra
He
point
nails
set
it,
right down the middle.
and the Steelers push their lead to 11.
Their lead to 11.
Boswell to kick off for Pittsburgh.
Now Boswell on to send this away. On the return, Isaiah Rodgers. Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line.
On the return, the Vikings take over first and 10 at their own 26-yard line.
First call here coming from the shotgun.
All right, so let's see what Riley Emery and the Vikings can do. Looking to respond after giving up the touchdown. Here is Wall, a gain of 5 that time.
It's one of those sneaky little runs, Kate, that gets you enough yards to create some doubt into that defense. defensive coordinator. You can stick to the ground, you can throw beyond the sticks. It really creates an indecision now defensively.
So 2nd and 5 on deck as we've reached our 2-minute warning. More from Acrisure Stadium in just a moment.
We're down to 2 minutes to go in the first half. Minnesota looking to cut into the lead.
Look to throw.
Emery looking, and he loses it. But it's recovered by Minnesota.
The Vikings stay calm. They were able to get to it. Crisis averted. They keep possession.
Well, I think you know the only thing redeeming about that play, Kate.
They got the ball back.
Yeah, well done. Yeah, they got the ball back, but a whole lot longer down in distance.
That was a huge recovery by the offense.
Don't look much better. It's 3rd and long.
In motion is Jefferson. Emery, look at deeper Jefferson. And it's batted down by Ramsey, who is guarding him one-on-one. 4th down for Minnesota.
Not only keep this drive going for points, because now you're giving your opponent a chance to go pad that lead before halftime. That's a no-no.
And a fair catch made by Abdul-Jabbar, and Pittsburgh will take over. So here comes DJ Anderson, ready to go once again. Now Pittsburgh's up by 2 touchdowns
All right, Steelers to the line now.
with the
1st and
minute
10.
24 remaining. First down, Anderson,
Lowry was way forward a bit.
and he'll be brought down to the 32.
Cool thing about a drive starting run like that,
Gain of
is
7.
It just gives you every opportunity in the playbook, whatever you want to do. But as for me, I like to reward that runner. Give it to him again and see if he can get you a new set of downs.
Rogers throws quickly. This one's complete. The Pat Fryer move. Who is going to be brought down at the 39. And there goes the first timeout used by the Steelers.
Look up contested catch in the football dictionary, and you'll see that. I mean, I can't critique the defense there. They're in the hip pocket of that tight end. But these contested catches, these tight ends that can separate with their hands, utilize their body, even when you're covered, you're not.
Rogers throws to the left. This one's caught by Woods for a gain of 2.
2nd down coming up.
Well, he saw his guys pick up the blitz. Well, he felt them pick it up anyway if he wasn't looking at him. But with their effort on his behalf, I think this QB felt owed to them. And the group up front to find somebody.
Rogers throws for Metcalf, incomplete.
Those passes get more and more difficult as you try to get aggressive downfield. I love the call. I love pushing the ball down the field. But the windows in the throwing lanes aren't there long. And it only takes a little bit for a throw to be off.
3rd and 8.
3rd and long. They're going to throw.
Rogers hits as he throws it. It's incomplete.
Incompletion, 4th down coming up.
I'll say,
So Minnesota's going to get the ball back with a chance to cut into the lead.
They played that one so tight
Before the half, they got 3 timeouts to do so. So they got to manage the time wisely. Here comes Chris Youngblood. And the tackle's made at the 35.
The Vikings with a football here late in the half. They could use something to trim that deficit, and enough time left to maybe get this near field goal range.
So let's see what Minnesota does.
Position to start with for the Vikings. It's 1st and 10.
First down from the 35.
Play fake. He'll throw. Bails out of the pocket quick.
Emery. And that one's incomplete. As he tried to go to Justin Jefferson.
Fairly safe to say is that
2nd down.
complete this first half so far. It's not met the standard they set for themselves.
Following the incompletion, we stay at the 35. It's 2nd and 10.
Let's go now. 18 Cardinal.
They're throwing it.
Emery looks over the middle. Chris Youngblood with it. And he's down at the 43-yard line. The first timeout called by Minnesota.
You know, they say you never go broke taking a profit. Just find that completion. And it may not be a Benjamin, but even those little dollar bills start to add up.
Ready? Drop all 80.
They'll go play action.
3rd and 3. And Emery with nowhere to go. He's sacked. Alex Highsmith picks up the sack. And because of that, it's 4th down.
Minnesota lined up in punt formation. And after that drive went backwards, he's going to send this one forward. And he's certainly been staying busy. Once again, he's out to punt and sends this flying.
So this is going to be returned by Abdul-Jabbar to the 28-yard line. So 14 seconds for Rodgers and company. Let's see what they can do. Well, they're going to give it to Anderson. And a timeout called by Minnesota with 9 seconds. Looks like they're trying to give themselves some time here. 2nd and 6. They give it back to Anderson, and he gets blasted. My goodness. But he did get the first down, but man. That was a big-time hit. And Minnesota burns their last timeout.
And that's all they've got for what little remains of this half. One last play before the break.
So I guess Pittsburgh's going to take one final heave at the end zone to possibly at least extend their lead. Rodgers, he's going to take a shot to the end zone. And it's incomplete. And that'll do it for the half. The Steelers up by 11.
All right, Kate, thanks very much. Welcome in, everyone, to the Orlando studios. Scott Hansen with you for a quick halftime report. We'll let both sides catch their breath and get their orange wedges as we're going to get ready for the third quarter action. So let's go back out to the stadium as we rejoin our broadcast team, Kate Scott and Brock Hewer.
As always, big thanks to our guy Scott Hansen and everyone down in Orlando. We're back looking at a 2-score game here, Brock, as our third quarter gets underway.
All right, second half, ready to start. The Vikings will get it. They're down by 11 to the Steelers. Pittsburgh's trying to put their record at an even 2-2 through 4 weeks. But does Riley Emery have some magic in him? We'll see.
Try to get that ground game established better than they did in the opening half, Brock. See if they can attack that deficit. Minnesota in the formation. It's 1st and 10.
1st and 10. Here's Wall. And a flag is down on the field. And this one's going against Minnesota. Early holding, not what you want.
On every play. You just got to look for it, right? That time, though, we did not have to look too hard. That holding penalty is going to make 1st down twice as tough. They're 20 from the marker to start things out.
Here we go. Hawk 70. Hawk 70.
They send a receiver in motion right.
1st and 20 after the penalty. In motion is Justin Jefferson. Emery off play action, and he throws it away.
Grade sheet, it'll just be an S for satisfactory. But that's a good decision. Know where to go with the ball, and don't put it in harm's way.
Here we go.
He's going to throw it. He lobs this one up.
Emery lobs it up downfield, and it got knocked away at the last moment.
Sets up 3rd down.
This defense.
And now it's 3rd down.
Excellent job executing it. Instead of the main character, they've reduced this receiver to a footnote. Kudos to the job collectively on defense.
Wouldn't be a comfortable spot to punt it. Can they avoid that by converting here on 3rd? Here he goes, 3rd and long. He's going to try another
Emery
here.
lets this one go, and this time, Justin Jefferson has it, and he is down at midfield.
It's a full 40 yards on the play, Brock, and a new set of downs.
A much-needed conversion that time.
The analytics are pretty clear. It's hard to move the ball in this league with short little dinks and dunks. You've got to get the explosive chunk. You got to get the big play. And that throw to the outside, that gets the job done.
Back now, pressure coming.
Emery with the pressure coming. Lets it go again, and Jefferson with another one. Justin Jefferson coming alive to start the 3rd.
You play defense, Kate, and some of the guys in the league today. How can you balance defending somebody who can run for it or throw it right over your head? These dual threat QBs, they're a nightmare.
How about that?
Big play sets him up pretty here with 1st and goal from the 5.
18, ready. 18, Warriors, good.
Looking inside the red zone.
Play action fake. Emery looks, end zone, dropped by Youngblood.
So that's going to send him back to the line for 2nd and goal. So they fire for the end zone on 1st down, Brock. I think a lot of folks probably assume after the incompletion it'd be a run here on 2nd and goal. What say you?
Yeah, I think you always got to be careful about assuming. As a fan, as a defensive coordinator, I think as an offense, you've worked on it all week. Continue to get to the stuff you trust the most.
So the incompletion on 1st. Here's 2nd and goal. They are throwing it again.
Emery looks, Jefferson's got it again, and he's going to be down at the 1.
It's not just imperative that a quarterback knows man or zone. Same thing for a receiver, especially on a drag route. When he sees zone coverage like that, just settle down, find the soft spot, give your quarterback a chance.
They're going play action.
Play action fake, Emery, and it's picked off. And it's Alex Highsmith with the takeaway. And just like that, the Steelers will take over thanks to the interception. And the flag was on Minnesota, so count the interception. Wow, that's got to be devastating. That's got to be devastating for the Vikings. They drove it down the field on big-time plays to Jefferson, only to throw an INT. And Rodgers is going to let it go on the first play, and he finds Abdul-Jabbar downfield. And he's going to be down at the 13. Look at Aaron Rodgers coming alive.
Laying it in the perfect spot to create the big play.
It's like ever since week 1, well really week 2, Rodgers talked about ever since then playing better, and boy has he played better. Man, has he come alive. First down, they give it to Anderson on the ground, but he's going to lose 2 to the 15.
I know from the position of the quarterback, Kate, sometimes you hand that ball, you put it in the belly of the running back, and you send him right into the teeth of a buzzsaw. You can feel it from the jump, and that call from the defense, well, it came at the perfect time.
Rodgers with the blitz in his face. Here's Abdul-Jabbar. And he's going to be down at the 10-yard line. What a game for Aaron Rodgers. He's been doing a lot better.
Certainly paid off. This guy has picked apart this defense much of the contest.
This is one of those games you appreciate. There's going to be peaks, there's going to be valleys, there's going to be mountaintops. Just like pitchers don't have all.
Rodgers looks to throw here, and that's incomplete. Intended for Pat Fryermuth, I believe. And it's 4th down, so Minnesota's defense comes up big in the red zone. So here comes the field goal unit. And Boswell gets it to go, and the Steelers extends their lead to 14 points.
In the red zone, you know they're upset. They couldn't finish the drive with a touchdown. It's only half the points, but at least there's something to show for the possession.
So it's Steelers 17, Vikings 3, under 3 minutes to go in this second half. Well, really the third quarter, actually.
Fielded just shy of the end zone.
Here comes Adam Thielen.
And that's gonna set them up
And the
just
tackle's going to be made at the 22-yard line.
getting this Vikings offense after
So now here comes Minnesota.
Last series sure was looking like points up until that interception, Brock. Hopefully they can move the ball similarly well as they take over here.
So let's see what Minnesota does. Let's see if they can rebound after throwing that interception in the red zone.
Now, here's 1st and 10.
In motion is Chris Youngblood.
Shaking off the pick quickly. He's going to throw. Flushed out
Emery
the pocket.
looking downfield. Oh!
Unsuccessful on that first down throw. Swatted away by the defense.
That would have been a perfect throw if he could have connected. But it's second down.
Trying to test him outside the pocket, extend the play. There was just nowhere to go with it.
Here we go. Cougar 19.
Here comes Youngblood again in motion.
Throwing now off the play action.
Emery
He's looking deep.
stepping in. Lets it go. There's Jefferson. Justin Jefferson. Once again. Touchdown, Minnesota.
The Vikings shrinking the lead some in the third. It's a Justin Jefferson touchdown.
You can't let that man just get one-on-one coverage like that. He's gonna cook.
Kind of speed, that is scary, and he just made him pay.
It seems like the head coach for the Vikings must have told Riley Emery to just get that man involved a lot more.
Now it's Will Reichert on for the extra point.
So here's the extra point now. This one's good. 17-10. Steelers are still in the lead. But Minnesota answers quickly to cut into that lead. But man, something has really gotten in the mind of Riley Emery. The way he's been giving Justin Jefferson the ball, it's like, you give that man the ball, you just let him cook. So now here comes Pittsburgh. Out to take over, they're up by 7. They kicked the field goal last time, but immediately the opposing team scored a touchdown. So now they have a chance to extend their lead once again. As Anderson gets rocked, another big time hit. Luckily for him, he's holding on to the football.
1 second sooner, they got a tackle behind the line, but a stop to celebrate nonetheless.
Well, nothing doing on the last run. It's 2nd and 10.
Second down, and Anderson runs into an absolute wall.
It's going to be 3rd down.
A loss of 2.
It's one of those situations, Kate, where I watch the body language of the running back because it'd be very easy for him to raise his hands up, look to the sideline and his O-line and go, what am I supposed to do there? There was nothing, no time at all to try and escape and react. Instead, it goes backwards.
Rodgers throws, and this one's caught by Metcalf, breaking a tackle, and gets down at the 39. First down, Pittsburgh.
That chunk worth a nice 21 yards. And a fresh set of downs for Pittsburgh.
You know, they call that the money down for a reason, because you're just simply not going to last long in the NFL if you don't convert a good portion of your third downs. It's the money down. And nice to see them roll the dice and continue the series.
First down, up the middle goes Anderson, and there goes Anderson into Vikings territory at the 32-yard line as he's taken down.
About 29 yards on that play, partner, as they get the chains reset.
Those unsung heroes, those big guys up front on the O-line.
Now Anderson's starting to get into a rhythm. Even though they have the lead, they're still feeding them the rock.
First and 10 from the 32.
First down, another carry. A gain of 2 there for Anderson.
Need a better result than that last run. It's 2nd and 8. Working out of the gun. Here's Rodgers.
Rodgers with the pressure coming, incomplete.
Winds up incomplete. It's going to be 3rd down.
This is why we hear about closing speed so often when you evaluate players. You know, once he senses the pressure, he's getting rid of that ball. It takes a player who can close quickly to get to him before it's released and alter that throw.
Rodgers throws quickly. Oh, Abdul-Jabbar couldn't hold on to that one. And now it's 4th.
At the exact same time there. And they're going to be stuck with a 4th and long. Here comes Chris Boswell and the Steelers.
Now here's Boswell on for the field goal.
It's a 47-yarder.
A 47-yarder to push the lead to 10. He's got it.
And that'll push it to double digits in a 2-possession game.
That's why they spend all the time on the practice field during the week. That kind of operation. Perfect rhythm, perfect timing, and a 2 for 2 for this kicker.
So the Steelers up 20-10 against Minnesota as of right now. But Aaron Rodgers, he's playing really well. And that just shows that he has definitely improved after those first 2 devastating weeks where he was just throwing lots of interceptions. But now he's done better. Look at Justin Jefferson's stats. He is over 200 yards for this game. But the Vikings are gonna have to answer big time, because with the game that Jefferson's having, I'm pretty sure that they need more out of him. Here is Wall on 1st down. Gains 8.
After that little 8-yard scooch, here comes 2nd and 2. Off the play fake, he'll throw.
The action fake. Emery lets it go, and it's dropped by Youngblood.
Knocks it free, incomplete.
I'm not going to be surprised at all, Kate, if we see more of this. Just trying to find some answer, extend plays, be creative, try different things, because nothing really consistently has gone well for him today.
Motion a receiver left.
In motion is Chris Youngblood.
He's going deep.
Emery lets this one go, and that's a bad throw. It's picked. Intercepted. It's R.J. Smart. And the Steelers are going to take over.
Gets it back inside the 40 following the interception.
Oh, coaches just love that effort right there. Instantly, as he made the pick, everybody was looking for a block and doing their part to set up the return. And I know it pales.
I think he was trying to go to KJ Wall, but
effort on the other side to track him down and stop potential pick 6.
But now the Steelers have it with a chance to extend the lead. Here's Anderson running to the right, down at the 25.
He's been a fixture for them all game, and all signs indicate, Brock, he's going to remain one in the time we've got left.
And that's going to do it for the 3rd quarter as well. The Steelers up by 10, heading into the 4th.
Coming to the line for another 1st and 10.
4th quarter set to get underway. If you're Minnesota, they're in much need of a stop and possibly force a field goal attempt. Here is Anderson up the middle. However, this one is coming back. It's on Pittsburgh. They got caught holding.
We're going to wait to see how they respond. Double the distance to go after that holding call. It's now 1st and 20.
1st and 20. Here's Anderson up the middle. And he's going to be down at the 25. And that just put him at 100 yards once again.
Man, what a strong day he's had. running it for this offense.
That's back-to-back weeks now that Anderson has been getting himself over the 100-yard mark, or maybe that's for the third week in a row. They give it back to him, and he's going to be brought down with a flag down in the backfield. This one's coming back, and this one's on Pittsburgh.
So now, partner, got to reevaluate what to do on this next snap because the holding call pushes him back quite a ways. So this is going to be second down and long following the holding flag.
Second down. Here is Anderson. And he's going to be down at the 34. That's not going to be enough. So third down looming.
Rodgers from the gun. Buys time, rolling right.
Rodgers throws across the field, and this one's caught by Pat Fryermuth. And he's going to be down at the 18-yard line.
Feet nice. They so often tell the story of every position on the field. When that quarterback's feet nice,
now here comes the field goal unit once again for the Steelers. And Boswell gets it to go. And it is now 23-10. Pittsburgh leading. So if you're Riley Emery and company, they have to get a touchdown. A field goal is a bust at this point. And now here comes Isaiah Rodgers. And the tackle is going to be made at the 27.
Shotgun set as they line this up. First and 10. Back to work after throwing the pick.
Throwing is Emery, and this one's caught by who else but Justin Jefferson. He has been destroying that Steelers secondary by himself. And it's like, where are the rest of his receivers at?
Moments like this, where you can't feed them enough because that defense just simply has no answers.
Here comes Youngblood in motion. Emery, he's going to look for Youngblood, and it's deflected.
You know, I say this all the time. You get down there to the red zone, things happen so fast. Those windows close in a hurry. Quarterback's fortunate that was one hand and not two hands that got on the football.
After the incompletion, still at the 38, it's second and 10. He'll send him over right. Now he'll throw off the play fake.
Emery looks to throw, looking for Youngblood again. This time he's got it. And he's going to be down at the 15.
For somebody who's been picked off like he has, Brock, you gotta admire his determination to keep attacking these coverages.
Yeah, that is risk. Right in the double coverage yet again. But this guy's got what I call a high belief factor in himself.
Into the red zone after that big pickup. It's first and 10 from the 15.
First and 10 at the 15.
From the red zone on first.
Play action fake. Emery wide open is Addison for a Viking touchdown. And now, here's the extra point. It's up and good, and Minnesota has cut the lead down to 6 with under 3.5 to go in regulation.
So here's the kickoff, Brock. Just 6 points now separating our teams.
And this one will not be returned, so the Steelers will take over at the 35.
Returning their offense and this running back to the field. And this really looks like a whole different ball game after that touchdown, doesn't it? They really need to go on a drive here. The Steelers with some very good field position as they get set 1st and 10.
First down. Here is Anderson. No gain that time, so 2nd and 10 coming out.
Big D tackles in this league, they love weaponizing their size right in the middle of the field. It is so hard to clear lane against them. And once he got his paw on him, it was dead on arrival.
Off play action. Here's Rodgers.
Rodgers looking, and Rodgers is brought down.
And that pushes him back.
That is the first time they brought down Rodgers in this game, and it took them to the 4th quarter to put Rodgers on the turf.
Looking to throw.
And Rodgers looking, and he sacked again. Back-to-back sacks.
Really good plays, Brock. Made back-to-back.
And Minnesota's going to get the ball back with a chance to take the lead.
That series, but don't tell the defense because they brought the urgency and juice like it was. Getting the sack, setting up 4th down, well, it picks everybody up on that sideline. And now their offense gets a chance in a 1-score game.
So Waitman sends it away, and Chris Youngblood is not going to return it.
And this kick works out
And this
pretty
one
well
will be
for him.
downed at the 12-yard line.
The Vikings,
So Minnesota
Jefferson
ready to go once
kick it
more.
offensively. They really had the passing game clicking on that last touchdown drive, partner. We'll see if they stick with that.
So
or mix
Minnesota,
things up a
they
bit on
still
this
have all
series.
3 timeouts, plus the 2-minute warning.
Here's 1st and 10.
They need a touchdown, a field goal. They could possibly get one, but depending on how the time looks. Here is KJ Wall to the outside. There goes Wall. And he is down at the 38-yard line.
This one goes for an even 25 yards. And the Vikings are going to have a 1st down.
You know, it is so refreshing for these running backs when they have space to run. It's hard. There's so many collisions between the tackles. When they get on the edge and have green grass, well, the best of them take advantage of it.
Come on, go.
Another 1st down run. Here's Wall, gaining 3. And that will also reach the 2-minute warning in a 6-point game.
Brings us to the 2-minute warning in Pittsburgh. Vikings down by a touchdown. Second down now. They need 7.
Here we go.
Setting up to throw.
Emery throws quickly. Here's Youngblood. The catch is made. And he's going to be brought down with a 1st down at the 46.
He's up to the 300-yard mark after that last completion. Really has been a solid showing for him finding his target.
And now here's Wall up the middle. And Wall breaking into the clear down to the 32-yard line. And Pittsburgh's going to burn their 1st time out.
And they are quite frustrated having to call that after giving up the 1st. First and 10 from the 32.
Ready.
And now here's Wall again up the middle, breaking a tackle.
Inside the 30.
He is down at the 26-yard line, a gain of 6.
You can be an athlete and a bruiser at the same time. You feel lucky if you got one. Someone who can, well, eat up space when the lanes are open, deliver a little punishment to stretch plays when that tackler tries to meet him in the hole.
And here's Wall again. And this time he's going to be brought down at the 26.
Just to get back to the line that time. The Vikings call a timeout. It'll be their 1st. They're down at 4 now. This is the
3rd
7th
and
play
4.
of this drive.
A big play for both teams.
Going now. Chased out to
Emery on the move, and Jefferson gets open again.
Missed at the 12-yard line before being stopped. Vikings have
You
their
can't do that.
back to the line.
You can't allow Jefferson to just get open like this, but that has been the case all game long.
Give it to him inside.
And now Wall's going to get carried the football.
It's going to be 2nd down.
They'll come away happy getting that type of output on most run plays. It's a sign that they're getting some good push up front, and this running back is seeing the lanes and paying them off.
They'll come up after that 4-yard gain. It's 2nd and 6.
2nd and 6.
To throw.
Big time play for both sides as Emery lets it go,
Back to the end zone.
and
But he ran
that's
out
going to
of
be
room.
incomplete. However, a penalty flag is thrown.
You got a major fistful of jersey on that play, and it's going to end up costing him.
So second and
They'll take second
16.
down behind the sticks now after that holding call. Motion man right is Jefferson.
And here comes Jefferson in motion.
Escapes the
Emery
pocket.
looking with a flag down. Here's Youngblood.
He's out of bounds.
And he gets out of bounds, but another flag thrown. And this one's against Minnesota.
Cross the line there. That earns the holding penalty. So this is going to be
26 seconds remain.
following the holding flag. He'll look to throw it. Oh, the
Emery
man-
looks, and Jefferson gets open again.
This down to the 12-yard line before being stopped.
And Minnesota immediately burns a timeout with 20 seconds.
They're still going to have one left at their disposal.
This is a big play for both teams. Somebody's going to have to come up big.
To get 10.
Come on. Set. 19, street.
And Chris Youngblood sent in motion. This is an unfortunate turn of events right now.
Looking to throw it. Getting out to his left.
Emery with a penalty marker down. Here is Chris Youngblood again, and he's out of bounds at the 12, but another penalty flag on Minnesota. Unbelievable.
Back up right, but cross the line there. That earns the holding penalty. So they get dinged
You
for holding.
can't
I
be
wonder if that
serious.
changes their call as they line this up for third down. To throw.
Emery looks to throw, and Emery is brought down.
Line on this one and take him down. There's the timeout. It's one of the last times they could afford to take a sack, and now they're down to maybe their final snap.
Unbelievable turn of events. This is going to cost the Vikings. This is their last chance right here.
This is for the ball.
Emery to the end zone. And it's picked off. And guess who comes up with it? R.J. Smart has it. And that's going to seal the game.
First time we've seen him throw into the wrong team, but this one was probably the most costly.
Oh my goodness. This is going to be a tough loss for the Vikings. They were right there in the red zone, but instead penalties cost them this game big time. No excuses. Penalties cost the Vikings the game, and Aaron Rodgers, the Steelers pushed their record to 2-2, dropping the Vikings to 2-2. The Steelers going into their bye week fresh.
Victory and some positives to build on in that nice extra time off. So for my partner Brock Heward and our entire crew, I'm Kate Scott saying this has been the NFL on EA Sports. The Steelers are winners as we say so long from Pittsburgh.
Honestly, you can't be mad at Justin Jefferson for the way he played. But it's like I said, penalties cost Minnesota a chance to take the lead. They did not lead at all in this game, and they had a chance to right there at the end, but penalties cost them. I mean, no excuses. None. But we have got to go back to that catch from D'Anthony Abdul-Jabbar in that first quarter on the Steelers' opening drive. This is the play right here. I'm telling you, the way this series has been, you could just say that it's been intense. Look at this catch. D'Anthony Abdul-Jabbar. Usually, when receivers jump in mid-air, the defender would hit him, and then they would drop it. But this time, Abdul-Jabbar gets hit, and you can see the football is still in his hand. Like, amazing. Like, usually receivers would never hold on to that, but instead Abdul-Jabbar holds on to it. An incredible reception by that young man as him and his Steelers improved to 2-2 with this victory. So the Steelers have now won back-to-back games since losing their first two. So Aaron Rodgers and company, they have definitely bounced back in a big-time way. But like I said for the Vikings, this is a very tough loss. They were right there. They had a chance to take the lead and possibly win it. But the costly penalties cost them this game. And there's just nothing really else for you to say. An incredible performance by Justin Jefferson. And the Vikings still couldn't get it done late in the game. But Justin Jefferson has been cooking throughout these few weeks for Minnesota. If you combined all four of their games, the first game, Jefferson had 98 yards. Then the second game, Justin Jefferson, he had 96 yards. And that probably told the head coach after that to start getting Jefferson more involved. Now in the last game, he only had 58 yards with only one catch. But this game, he completely turned up. 252 yards. That may have been one of his best games in this series. So after he comes off a one-catch game in his last one, he comes out and just explodes. So that might have just turned the spark for the Vikings. But the Steelers, however, they are now 2-2. They head into their bye week fresh before they return back to action against the Cleveland Browns. But Minnesota, this is a tough loss as they drop the 2-2. And speaking of the Browns, that is Minnesota's next opponent in their next contest when they take on the Cleveland Browns. So the Vikings will have a crack at the Browns before the Steelers will have their crack at the Cleveland Browns. So interesting stuff right there. But if you guys enjoyed the international game here in week number 4, be sure to drop a like on it. And if you're new to the channel, go ahead and hit that subscribe button so you will not miss out on any other game in this Madden series as we continue. And hopefully you guys are ready for the 1 o'clock schedule, because it's going to be interesting. We've got 7 games in the 1 o'clock schedule. Texans, Lions, Giants, Falcons, Patriots, Bills, and Buccaneers, all with home games. Some interesting games to look at: Titans, Texans, Commanders, Falcons, Browns, Lions, Saints, Bills. Now that Eagles-Bucks game could be interesting as well, even though Tampa is going in there 0-3. And we have our only 0-3 versus 0-3 matchup. Panthers at Patriots. Somebody's getting their first win there. Tons of stuff that's going to happen in the 1 o'clock schedule, because that is up next. We will kick off the 1 o'clock schedule in Houston an AFC South battle is on tap. The Titans visiting the Texans.